What is up, everybody? My name is Justin French, covering music for those who care. Right now, take a look at the debut record from Bad Wolves-Disobey entitled Disobey. So this is a band that I have been very curious to hear ever since their cover of the Cranberries' classic Zombie pretty much had gone worldwide. It blew up very, very big. And it's so surprising because this band also debuted in the Billboard Hot 100, which is surprising because you don't see any bands rock and metal nowadays that are on those charts. And the peak that they peaked at really surprised me too, coming in at number 54, which is almost in the top 50, I should say. So it surprises me. This is a band, for those of you who don't know, that has members from bands such as Snot, God Forbid, Devil Driver, and even In This Moment. So we pretty much kind of have a supergroup, I would say, here on our hands. So I kind of found it to be interesting. And another thing, too, is that this band is managed by Five Finger Death Punch guitarist Zoltan Bathory, which is interesting because I will be covering Five Finger's new album next week. Wish me luck on that. Before this album came out, the band released 2 EPs which were entitled False Flags Volumes 1 and 2. I never got around to listening to them just because half of the material here on this record is pretty much on both of those EPs. And I feel like if I would have done that and or even reviewed the EPs, then I feel like I'd already be spoiled with the material. So I would either not have very much to talk about here on this record, or I'd just be repeating what I said in the EP reviews if I would have done them. Besides the 2 cuts that ended up not making the album on Volume 2, but oh well, maybe I might listen to them afterwards. So another thing too is that I saw the track listing whenever this album was announced, and I have to say, a lot of the titles on here, such as the opening track, Officer Down, Better the Devil, and even Jesus Slaves, honestly sound very dark and very political. So what do I think of the record? Well, my thoughts from a couple months back are pretty much correct now, because the music here on this record is very dark and very heavy, and the lyrics for the most part here on this record get very, very political. One song that can help me out with that statement of what I just said comes in the form of the opening track, and also one of my favorites here on this record, Officer Down. And this is a track where first it kind of starts off with a little bit of guitar, and then the rest of the instrumentation comes in, and it builds up and builds up. All of a sudden there's a little bit of a pause, and you hear a police dispatcher going 911, what's your emergency? All of a sudden, Tommy Vex's screams just become very, very brutal. And I also have to say that I really do enjoy the lyrical theme. It's talking about police brutality. And also that chorus that Tommy Vex sings here on the song is very, very catchy. So while Zombie is also here on this record, let's go ahead and talk about that one while we still have the chance. So Zombie is another highlight here on this album, at least for me. I really love the beautiful melody in the pianos. Tommy Vex's vocals sound really nice. I love the instrumentation, and the guitar solo in the middle of the song is played very well. And it deserves every bit of success that it does. Now, I'm going to say something that is probably going to spark a little bit of controversy. And no offense, this is just me. But originally, Dolores O'Riordan was going to record vocals for the song, but she ended up passing away, unfortunately, before she could even begin recording. So, again, rest in peace, Dolores. You'll be missed dearly. And Bad Wolves decided to release this cover in proceeds of her children, which is very nice of them. Now, if I can be honest, I really don't think the song would be as successful if Dolores would not have died. Just for that reason alone. There's a track on this album called Hear Me Now, which features 2 versions of the song. There's the album version, and then there's a duet version they did with Diamante, I don't know how to pronounce her name, so I do apologize for that. But they released that version a couple weeks back. And between the two, I would much rather prefer the duet version than the album. The album, I just feel like, is trying to be the same in the nature of the rest of the record. But I just really love the duet version and how the vocals between the two just really sound very well. I love the piano melody. It sounds very nice. It seems cleaner. It sounds nicer. But Hear Me Now is probably the track I come back to the least on compared to the rest of the record, but that's just me. Now, I do not think there is a terrible song here on this record, but can someone honestly tell me that Better the Devil, Jesus Slaves, and Truth or Dare don't sound like Gent? So that's what they sound like to me. So overall, I was a little bit nervous at first just because I had seen who manages this band and I was kind of scared that the band would kind of follow in their footsteps. But no, this is a fantastic, heavy, dark, and political debut record from Bad Wolves. I would definitely recommend you give this a spin if you're into metalcore and maybe even groove metal a little bit. Maybe some gent here and there. But my rating on this is going to be a strong 8 out of 10. So anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on Disobey. What did you think of the album? Definitely comment in the comment section down below. And anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you all for watching this video. As always, thanks to Infinity on Hannah for these awesome designs. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can click right over there to catch up on more content on this channel. If you want to see a previous video that I did, you can click right over there to see that video. And if you want to follow any of my social media links, they are linked down at the bottom. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you soon.